We love Christmas time. We love the whole holiday season. But one thing that can be stressful about the Christmas season is that if you're not careful, it can actually create some tension in your marriage.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of financial pressure. There's a lot of unspoken expectations, a lot of different demands on your time between all the different family you're trying to see and all the different events that you're trying to go to. And it's just potentially a stressful time. So we want to talk to you for just a few minutes about how to make sure you're keeping your marriage strong by being really strategic in creating some new holiday traditions that can actually not cause stress, but remove it.
Absolutely. And if you have kids, you know that there's a lot of, gift buying going on. And there's, again, we have to budget. Like Dave said, it can get out of control if you don't have a budget. And I think one simple thing you can do is, first of all, stick to the budget. Don't go behind your spouse's back and start buying way more. Or even, I've seen some spouses almost compete with each other in buying the gifts. You got to get on the same page and decide, okay, what are we going to get for each child? What are we going to spend for each child? And then don't let it all fall on one spouse. One thing that Dave has always done for me and for our family from the beginning of our marriage is he makes sure that we are partners in buying gifts. He doesn't put it all on me. But I often hear from so many wives who say that, all the gift buying falls on me and I just hate it because I feel like I never have enough time and I feel like I'm running around constantly trying to find that right gift, or I'm online constantly trying to find the best deal, and it's all on me. And it becomes a huge strain because they feel like it's just kind of shoved their way. And Dave has been so good about us doing it together. And even this year, it was so awesome. We kind of are ahead of the game. He went on Etsy and he got these very special gifts that are, monogrammed for our family members, and went ahead and sent them. And it just meant the world to me. And it was honestly like an amazing gift that I don't know if I would have found. And so it's nice when you share the load, because there's certainly going to be some gifts, that I'm going to be in charge of and some that he's in charge of. But the bottom line is we're partners. We decide on a budget, we stick to it, and we don't shove it off on each other.
Yeah, that's huge. Communication, which you'll hear us talk about a lot, is huge. So if one of you is feeling overwhelmed, or one of you feel like, I could really use some help in this area, instead of just staying frustrated that like, oh my gosh, all this is falling on me, communicate it to your spouse.
Yes.
If maybe they think you like buying all the gifts and they're like, no, that's her turf. I don't want to step on her toes. So you both are frustrated because you're not communicating. Yes. So just say what you need, and you might be amazed at how the stress could just dissipate.
Yes.
The Bible says, carry each other's burdens, and in this way you'll fulfill the law of Christ. Look for ways to carry each other's burdens, because things feel heavier around Christmas. We sing it's the most wonderful time of the year, which it can be, but it's a time where everything's amplified. Yeah. The good things in life feel better, but the hard things in life feel harder at Christmas. And so be really sensitive to that both of you are under compounded stress. Another tradition that you should implement, if you're not already, make sure that there's holiday date nights happening.
Yes, holidates.
Holidates, that's right. So just
even better than a regular date.
It is. Get out there together. Go get some hot cocoa, drive around, look at Christmas lights. Doesn't have to be expensive. Doesn't even have to cost a thing, but just spend that time together, enjoying the season and making sure that you're prioritizing your marriage in the midst of it.
Absolutely. And I think too, another tradition is just, and maybe tradition's not really the best word here, but just knowing those points that are sensitive in the season with your spouse. Like, for example, if your spouse, if this is kind of the first year that they're having Christmas without their parent because their parent passed away, you got to be extra sensitive to that. And if they want to go through all these photo albums from Christmases past and really just dote over, what wonderful times they had with their parent who passed on, join them in that. Don't let them feel like they're going through that alone. It's so hard to deal with grief at the holidays, and it really is elevated. Dave lost his grandmother several years ago, and I know that his mom, at Christmas time especially, she always feels that. But his dad is so quick to talk. We all called her Mama Hobby. He's always like, let's talk about our favorite memories of Mama Hobby. We actually just did it this Thanksgiving, and we all laughed and we smiled. And I looked at Dave's mom as her eyes welled up, and it wasn't a sadness, it was a joy. And that's what we want to bring out in our spouse. We want to bring out the joy of the good memories, because like Dave said, a lot of us, things are weighing on us. And as spouses, we know where we can hurt our spouse, but we also know where we can bring them hope and how we can bring out the best in them. And we need to be laser focused on trying to bring out the best in our spouse. Again, being a burden lifter and not adding to the burden.
Yeah, if you'll do those things, I think that this Christmas season and really all year round will go so much better for your marriage, because you're just being thoughtful and you're communicating and you're doing the things that work every time of year, but are perhaps even more important during this time of year. I hope those simple things help you to have a wonderful Christmas season and a strong marriage throughout the whole rest of the year as well. For additional resources to help you grow stronger in your relationship with one another, check out xomarriage.com. And also do us a quick favor, leave a comment on this video, click subscribe, and you'll be the first to know when a new video comes your way. We'll see you next time.
Bye.